Hey, welcome everybody. We are now on week 11 of our college football pick'em and recap show. I'm here with Tyler, as always.
Mm,
Little light whistle,
the
football.
whistle's gonna be a thing from now on?
Yes, I got it with
Good.
my Halloween
Okay.
costume. I have another one. I'll give it to you when I see you. All right. Anyway, so
Okay.
we're going to be doing the regular format. We're going to do a breakdown, and then we're going to get into our picks.
Yeah.
And as always,
Okay.
like and subscribe.
Like
And
and subscribe,
if
please.
you put your favorite team in the comments, we will cover them next week. That is a promise.
That is a promise. We are starting to get into the routine of things here, folks. Also, Kev and I still need to decide how we are going to be handling the college basketball season. There's discussions to be had. There are discussions to be
Yes.
had, but
Hokie's off to a good start.
they
Men
are.
and
They
women
are.
undefeated.
Um, Kev, okay. First and foremost, wow, my weekend of watching college football was screwed up by some rich people on the West Coast.
Yes.
My God, man. What?
And no end in sight.
No end in sight. Still, I like all these games we're talking about. I'm going to have to go back to like finding a weird Reddit stream in order to be able to watch these.
That's how I
Uh,
watched the Vandy
yeah,
to
that's how
catch
I
these
watched the
games. Had to
Vandy
hit the
game,
high
dude.
seas.
I and it's like the games that you have left, and I checked on YouTube TV, like you still get like Fox Corporation and Big Ten Network. That's it. That is it. Because SEC Network, ACC Network, ABC, all associated with the ESPN Disney thing. I guess you still get. Wait, do you still get CBS? You might not. Okay, but
I think you do.
regardless,
That's actually a good reminder. I need to cancel my free Fubu
yes,
subscription before they hit me with $50.
I
Yeah,
might just let's just keep creating emails. Just keep
I like it.
creating emails. Keep creating. Okay. I don't want to potentially lose a sponsorship, so we're not actually going to do that, but it's something that a mind in a hypothetical parallel universe could do in order to watch these games. Um, Kev, we did not do that good last week.
No, we didn't, but
No,
it was because we couldn't watch the games. I
it was
mean,
because we
that's
couldn't watch the
yeah.
damn games. I couldn't give the vibes the good energy.
Mhm,
And the
and
more
I
that I
mean,
thought,
hopefully it doesn't affect our picking this week because we don't know how these teams are doing right now.
we don't know. We don't know.
And my light flickering,
Yeah,
I don't know if that's between YouTube and Disney, but
yeah, and I was outside earlier and I saw that never mind. I can't do any more topical jokes or else I'll get
well, hey, at
canceled.
least they gave us an extra hour of, sleep Saturday night. Um,
You believe in daylight savings? Sheep.
yeah.
Um, but no, okay. I've thought about this a little bit more, and I'm on Team YouTube TV. I'm against Disney and ESPN. I know I have us in the graphic here smashing a YouTube TV thing. That's just because my anger was directed at them. But after learning about how much ESPN and Disney have been pushing like their own platforms as a direct result of this, it's kind of skeevy. It's kind of, I don't know. And, ESPN is just a company that tends to really screw over the fans like you and me, Kev. So, yeah, I'm on
All right.
team.
Last thought on this, then we'll get to the recap. It
Yeah.
seems a little bit like the government shutdown. Once it happened, no one's in any rush to solve it.
Ah,
And that's very frustrating. So,
all right. Okay, let's talk about some Week 10 here, Kev. We have to start talking about what happened on Tuesday. All right, so CFP rankings came out, Kev. What was your first gut instinct?
well, I didn't like how Memphis got dropped off.
Yep.
As you brought to my attention, not a single group of five team in
Yeah.
the top 25. It looks like maybe there's 18 SEC teams in there. And yeah, I like the consistency in the top five. Um,
Right.
but yeah, Oregon, see, I guess, and I guess to the college football rankings, Oregon has not beaten anybody. I think if they
Right.
go into Kinnick Stadium this week and get an impressive win, then
Spoilers
you
alert.
got to give it to them. You
Yeah.
got to put them back up to 6. I think we'll
I think
see.
that
I
game
mean,
has major implications that
yeah,
nobody's really talking about as much as they should be. Yeah, and it also, like you said, it shows that the committee doesn't have as much faith as the beat writers do in the Oregon program because of their track record. I did like the inclusion of Iowa. I will say that.
Yes, I did, and I don't know if you updated in the slides, but when we get to that game, I had them ranked 26th
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it anyhow, one thing this is the question I'll pose to you. If
Give me
Texas hadn't had beaten, Vanderbilt, do you think Ohio State would have held on to that number 1 ranking?
Ohio
Because
State.
that Texas is Ohio State's best win. Am I forgetting something?
Hmm. No, you might. Well, I mean, Ohio State's beaten every Big Ten opponent they played. So they beat Washington in what was almost a close game. They dog walked Penn State. Why am I having? Oh, and they took it to University of Ohio. Well, I
They
don't
beat
know why I'm
Illinois. Um,
Illinois. I guess at the time that Illinois win was pretty damn impressive, dang impressive. But I
right?
mean,
It
now
it
that
seems
you
like
talk
you
about
gotta
it, have they might be Illinois, Minnesota, Washington. Yeah,
yeah, I think that, that worked out well for the college football playoffs because or college football rankings, and wow, I'm looking now, I just see Texas is I did like how Texas is in front of Oklahoma
yeah.
in because they did beat them in the head to head, so
Well, games do matter, and then I mean, and look, there's some recency bias, and I think they made the right pick by putting Miami down as low as they have because they've crumbled recently. But they did beat Notre Dame, who's ranked 8 spots ahead of them, which was early on in the season, as we both
true.
know. Like this is a completely different league. We were talking about FSU potentially being an ACC player at the beginning of the season, so anything is up for grabs.
Yeah.
And then Pitt. Huh, Pitt.
They have real I mean, I feel like the last I saw from Pitt was when their players attacked that Louisville ball boy
Yeah,
back, and they haven't lost since, I kind of feel like sometimes I try to morally do my picks, and so I'm like, "Well, they did that, so I don't think they're gonna play very well." I
eh,
believe they whooped up on Florida State the next week, and yeah, they're 7-2 now.
uh-huh.
The ACC could be open for them. Yeah, I
It's the ACC, I think, is still, like, it collapsed in on itself, and we're gonna talk about this more. I mean, especially past weekend, what with Louisville almost losing, then you had Miami losing and Georgia Tech losing. I mean, the UVA kept
don't
you
like it, but here we are.
yeah. Oh, man, this Thanksgiving's gonna suck. Okay,
Here's my last thing on this, then we'll
yeah,
make that graphic go away.
yeah,
We got to give our because we're not going to be covering Oklahoma this week. They really showed out against
they did.
Tennessee last week. I think they
Yeah,
had a
man.
defensive touchdown, 4 field goals. Like they found a way to win in a tough environment. So props to
Yeah.
them. They looked a little lost after that Ole Miss game, and the naysayers, me and you, were dead wrong. So we gotta
Yeah, I mean, they've proven me wrong pretty much every week. I mean, they handled business against South Carolina after the fact, and then they went and took care of Southern California, both the USCs they took care of. So you got that going for them. Yeah, John Mateer's gritty, and I think that Brett Venerables is just one of those coaches who's going to always find a way to keep himself in the conversation, so to speak. But yeah. Oh, and one last thing from me, the Big 12 got the, respect I think it deserves with this poll. Yeah,
I
so
agree, yeah. And yeah,
I'm very happy.
Oklahoma, they get a bye week this week,
Yeah,
Alabama next week, so that will definitely be on our
ye
slate.
dude, these last weeks are gonna be so intense to
Oh,
watch, oh my god. Maybe
and we're
not
gonna
this
have a
weekend,
guest
but
picker next week. I haven't told you that yet, Tyler, but my cousin Zachary
oh,
wants to
awesome,
hop on
hey,
the ship,
you gotta
so
bring 'em
yeah.
more. And then, yeah, let's just I'm done talking. Yeah, I have a cool middle school graphic I added in there.
I
Yeah,
like it.
okay. We've both been glazing Vandy and Georgia Tech all year.
I have
Are they
not.
dead?
I have not liked Vanderbilt once I finally decided to pick them last week because I doubted them
Oh,
up
yeah.
until this point, and wow, did they make me feel
I
silly.
was so, not happy when you picked Vandy last week. I remember that. Oh, and, dang it. Oh, wait, no, my deadline is accurate. I'm sorry. I'm tripping out right now. No, but Georgia Tech, I mean, look, it was bound to happen at some point just looking at their schedule. but that was like it wasn't even close at any point in the game. Like they were fighting to just come back into the conversation of the game at that point. Haynes King is still technically not out of the running for the Heisman, but I think he's pretty much he'd need something like meteoric to happen in order for him to, fall. And
You
remember
need a
last week,
crazy victory against Georgia, like,
yeah. Yeah,
a
that's
3,
well,
4
that's the
touchdown
last thing they
performance.
have on their schedule to actually prove themselves back up in the running. So, if I'm a Bulldog fan, yeah, I'd be worried about for the first time in a while, I should say, their
Yeah,
Thanksgiving game, because they're going to be motivated. But I mean, we'll see what happens there.
yeah.
You and I were right on that Tech take last week, at the very least, though, which is why people should listen to us with some things, maybe not the things that we bet, but our takes tend to be right. That's the only crowning achievement I can
Just our
have.
lovable personalities and
That's right. Yeah,
passion for the
yeah.
game.
The gambling secondary in this game. This is they
I
tune
actually
in
ran
because
out of DraftKings money like 3 weeks ago, so I have not placed a bet in a little bit, so
yeah, it was about 2 weeks ago for me. I might load up this weekend
I do feel good
because
about
no, I
picks
heard
this week.
something listening to one of the Barstool shows earlier today that really got me thinking. When you're down and out, the worst thing you can do is just fold it up and start crying and move on to the next sport. You can responsibly, what you should do, responsibly speaking, is load up on as many picks as you can. And not saying like you got to
Take a
spend more
second
money.
mortgage out,
Yes.
open up a
So
credit
that's what I
card in
did
your
this week
Draymond's
with my
name.
picks. That's what
Yeah,
I did this week. I went
okay.
with, well, 3 over-unders instead of normally 1. So, I'm gonna get a little
True.
bit more of a scoreboard here. Um,
I think we have some good games to break down for you, some
we
good
do.
content on that. I'm looking at the board. I like your Mario Cristobal playing chess. We're playing checkers. He doesn't want to appear too good because,
No, no.
yeah,
Yeah.
because
And
then the
because look,
Hokies will be prepared
My
for him.
look, somebody else might try to pick him up and then, Miami might move on from him. And look, Miami's fan base is okay with just being okay and he gets to live in Miami. So, it's all just part of his plan to do his retirement. Yeah, Kirk Signetti, good lord. That guy just has like, he triple taps teams when they're dead and dying.
I mean,
Like
he's a 12-year-old playing NCAA on
that's
All
really what it
American.
is.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Um, yeah, Kansas State. Um, you should be ashamed of yourselves or how you ended that game against Texas Tech. You let them run up. I think it was like 14 points in the last three
Yeah, well, it
minutes.
was 20-29. Kansas State had
I,
the ball. They fumbled it, gave Texas Tech a touchdown. That was with like 4 minutes left. I didn't catch the last touchdown. I
Neither
switched
did
after
I. I
that.
stopped. Look, I saw the recaps after I stopped watching.
Mhm.
It was one of the only games we could see. Oh yeah, I also found out after doing all the research. Apparently, the Big 12 is the only of the Power Four that does not have its own streaming channel.
Hmm.
There's an
Well, they
ACC
got that
network.
cool championship, like, WWE style belt, so
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
cool. They got
yeah.
that.
All right. Look, and then Nebraska and Tennessee both essentially eliminated from CFP.
Yeah.
I know Tennessee's still ranked, but I think with that loss against Oklahoma and Nebraska's loss against or wait a minute, did I get that mixed up?
Nebraska lost to USC, Tennessee
Yeah,
to Oklahoma, yeah.
yeah, yeah. After those losses, I think they're
And,
both out.
I don't know why I always forget Texas Tech's quarterback, Raiola.
Here,
He got hurt in that
that's
game,
Nebraska's
and
quarterback. Yeah, he's
sorry,
out for the
Nebraska's
season.
court. Yeah, they did have a very cool. Did you watch any of the Nebraska USC game? It was blackout, so
And
that was
not. I was
pretty
at a
cool.
Halloween party.
So I was at one too, but I was watching. Here's my
Better
question
than
to
me.
you, and then we'll go. What do you think will happen first? Do you think Nebraska will shake that bug and get a top 25 victory, or do you think Miami will finally put together a season that doesn't crumble in November?
Nebraska, just because I think Matt Rule is closer to moving on than Mario Cristobal is. And I think that
I did see he wasn't taking the Penn State gig. You gotta think
well,
if
yeah, no, there's that, but Kev, man, there's going to be so many other opportunities, and his name's
true.
on the block. I mean, I guess, yeah, I don't know. And it's a culture thing. I still think Nebraska has the blue bloods in them, and Miami is just like, I don't have respect for that as a program, especially after last week of their give up mentality. So, yeah, give me Nebraska in that
All
instance.
right.
Let's get to the Heisman picks.
Oh
And
yeah.
we had to revive a man who we discounted way too early last week. Jeremiah Smith showed up in that
Under
Penn
20
State
plus
game.
yards, 2 touchdowns, and so, yeah, we're using our this is if anyone's been watching the whole season, they know our rule is we have to get rid of 1 candidate each week. However, if we feel we wanna bring somebody back into the fold, we gotta get rid of 2 candidates. So,
Yep.
to bring Jeremiah back, we nixed, as you can see, Dante Moore and Diego Pavia, but
Yeah. And look, I'll go back to also saying that those guys are still both contenders on the list. But as the weeks go on, the point of this race that me and Kev have here is so that once the Heisman is announced, we get to the final three or whatever, we are on the board. And I just think that Dante Moore and Diego Pavia are probably those first ones out. It's not that they did anything in particular; it's just they haven't been as impressive as the other guys. This is not like when we nixed off Beck and Mateer, who just sucked enough games that we could take them out. No, these guys just don't make the cut.
hey, don't call him dead yet. The zombie John Mateer, he ran that one in, against Tennessee. But yeah, to put some numbers behind that call, Dante Moore against Wisconsin, we
There you
probably
go.
should have taken him off last week. His stat line against Wisconsin in a 21-7 victory was 9 for 15, 86 yards. I believe he also had negative 13 rushing yards. So
Oh yeah,
we
he did.
definitely have some strong anti-Ohio State bias on this show, which
Uh,
we recognize. So we're trying to make things right, bringing back Jeremiah Smith.
yep.
Yeah,
No, and look, I wouldn't say I have an anti Ohio State
I
bias.
do.
I have an anti Ryan Day and Ohio State fans bias. I'll put it to you that way.
Okay.
I think that right now, though, you can't look in the mirror as a football guy and say that they're not playing leagues above everybody else. I think what they're doing with Julian saying the kid looks good. He's in the
Looks
Heisman
great.
race. He's just saying, oh God. And if he gets the Heisman, the amount of dumb t-shirts we're gonna see in the about I'm just saying or like with the Heisman pose, it's gonna be so stupid, but we're gonna have to deal with it if it does happen. He's playing great as a freshman QB. I think is he the first freshman QB in contention for the Heisman since Manziel?
I'm not even gonna take a stab at that because I have no idea.
All right, we'll look into that one, folks. I know that a lot of the comments have, grilled me over the past week for my lack of checking things
We've got
twice.
some
So,
stuff wrong, so we're sorry.
look, okay, and I just want to say here, folks, again, the production quality has gotten a lot better on this show, but this is still a hobby for me and Kev. We do have day jobs. Let's
Still
remember
got
that.
full time, yeah.
We still are full-time working adults. So,
But
yeah, we
we've
will
put
get things
together a
wrong.
great show for you today.
Okay, yeah.